You are listening to Curious Cat, the podcast that examines the shadowy space where science and the supernatural collide. I'm your host, Jennifer Holtz. Join me every week as I explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit. Welcome to Curious Cat. Last week, my mom was in town. Our theme was we show ourselves a pretty good time. And in that spirit, we visited 1 to 2 museums each day and fit in awesome food as well. Last Saturday, we toured Coors Field. Then after lunch at Cherry Cricket, we walked to the National Ballpark Museum. To say it was magical doesn't even do the visit justice. Bruce made stories of the artifacts come to life, one of which is about a lesser-known Jackie. Every baseball fan in the world should know her name. Today, I'm thrilled to be with Rebecca DRC. She's a master's student, and she's been working at the museum, and we're going to talk about this treasure trove. Welcome to the show, Becky. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm actually really excited to show the world about this place. Can you tell me how you came to be at the National Ballpark Museum? Tell me about your background and maybe your schooling, your skills, your passion.
Yeah. So my passion is museums. Art mostly, but museums first and foremost. I grew up here in Denver, but I moved away in 2019. After I finished my art history degree at Metro. And then I decided to move back last year because I needed to find an internship. I'm getting my master's in gallery museum management at Western State University, formerly known as Wasted State, down in Gunnison. I was looking for internships. I applied at a few, and I was in the neighborhood last summer, and I said, oh, the Ballpark Museum. I should go say hi to Bruce. And I came and said hi to Bruce, and I said, hey, do you need an intern? And he said, did you fall from heaven? I said, no. I'm from 5 Points.
But you did fall from heaven, and you're a dynamic duo. Bruce and Becky and Bruce.
Well, we are missing Danny. Danny is his right-hand man.
I need to come back to meet Danny.
Yes, and he's recovered now, but he is very busy guy. But yes, so Danny, Becky, and Bruce.
Oh,
mostly Bruce.
The dynamic trio then. Yes. The terrific
we have
trio.
A lot of fun.
It sounds like it. Well, when we were walking around the museum, my mom and I, as I said in the intro, Bruce brought the artifacts to life. It's this phenomenal space, phenomenal things. But what's captured in all these artifacts is the stories. And then we came to right where we're recording right now. So you, the listener, are going to be hearing people coming to visit the museum. And they're going to be, so you might hear their footsteps. They might be asking questions or talking about different artifacts. And that's A-okay. It's part of the ambiance. But in this space, right where I can see it on the wall, is the story of the other Jackie. Everybody knows Jackie Robinson, as well they should. Number 42. It's been retired forever from everywhere. But I wanted to talk to you about Jackie, this other younger female Jackie.
Jackie Mitchell.
Jackie Mitchell.
The girl who struck out Babe Ruth.
Did you know that, listener? The girl who struck out Babe Ruth. And Lou Gehrig.
Yes.
In the same outing.
Is to add
Holy
that. And
crap.
Everyone knows her. Well, people who do know her, they know her as the girl who struck out Babe Ruth. And Lou Gehrig.
Yeah. So who was she? How old was she? How did she come to be on the pitcher's mound?
She was 17. And she was an all-around athlete. She wasn't just into baseball. She played basketball, baseball.
Those are the two I remember, too.
There was something else. But all-around great athlete. 17-year-old, she played for the Lookouts before she was added to the
Chattanooga. Yeah, wasn't it Chattanooga?
I was trying to remember.
Yeah. She was with, Chattanooga, right?
Yes. And so the owner, Joe Engel, of his historic Angle Stadium, heard about this amazing 17-year-old Jackie Mitchell, and he decided he wanted her on his team. And there was a lot of debate about whether or not it was a stunt because they were declining ticket sales at the time because of the Depression.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, come look at this girl play baseball against Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah.
And in this photograph, you can see Babe just looks absolutely devastated.
Have you watched the YouTube video?
Yeah.
I showed it to my mom.
That's great.
He does. Anybody that thinks it's a stunt is...
If you could convince Babe Ruth to fake that, to fake losing against a girl, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
You see
She had a really good fastball.
When he swings and misses, and I will have the links to this in the show notes because you have to watch it for yourself. He swings and misses on her second pitch, and he is so pissed, and he even looks at the ump. And then when he's struck out, he's caught looking at the third pitch. This is what kills me. And he just looks like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
You can see it on his face.
How dare you?
How dare you? And what's interesting about her background is I found articles, and you guys have them, of where she's signing that baseball contract. And she is all business.
Yeah,
and she
was a serious athlete.
She was a serious athlete. And she was like, yeah, I'm really ready to fan him. I mean, she had good confidence. Yeah. She had a great arm. Yeah. And she had a very unusual pitch, didn't she? I went through a bunch of newspapers.com articles that were from the time. And I found the most sassy, cheeky response to what happened on the mound that day. Is there no male sanctity? No place on this now greening earth, no acticity where the once lordly male is safe from serious competition from the misappropriately named weaker sex, shades of Valhalla. Of course, we all know that Chattanooga's Joe Engel is signing Jackie Mitchell, a 17-year-old girl, to pitch against Babe Ruth as a big ballyhoo act. It is much ado about nothing, but the very fact that such a thing could come to pass, even in burlesque, is cause for every male in the land to quake in his boots. And he goes on, how many of you tennis players can beat Helen Wills Moody? How many golfers defeat Virginia Van Wee or Glenda Ocolet? How many baseball players are there as sure as Hazel Anthony? How many of you aquatic fiends can keep Helen Meany from splashing water in your face? Gentlemen, I tell you, frankly, this thing is serious. Which I thought was so hilarious. And then he says, speaking of Helen, because it's a local paper that was writing this, and he says, speaking of Helen and splashing water, I want the whole wide world to know, these are the words, if not in Rudy's voice, that we are still at work on the municipal swimming pool. So he was like giving an update on the local pool and the funding. But it was so great because he was just so self-conscious of this. But most people know her as don't know of her at all. And did you find the name? So how did she
I did find. So before she was on the Lookouts, she was on a team called the Inglettes, an all-girl team, and it was from there that she was scouted to become a real ball player.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
so
this
she moved
part.
her way up, kind of like the other Jackie.
Yeah.
From a team that was just for women to the pro leagues.
It totally does mirror that, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it was Dazzy Vance. Dazzy Vance was her neighbor who taught her how to pitch when she was young.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. That happened to be her neighbor?
Yeah.
Because her father was what? An optometrist? I think I read. So he had nothing to do with the game. He just knew that his daughter was an amazing athlete. And he was talk about OG girl dad.
Yeah.
Just supporting his daughter.
Yeah.
And being there for her.
Yeah. So baseball star Dazzy Vance. I'm not super familiar with him.
I'm not either.
A retired pitcher.
Yeah.
That was their neighbor. So when she was young, she'd go play catch with the neighbor.
Yeah.
And play, neighborhood sandlot games. Just happened to learn how to pitch from a pro. And then in 1930, she was 16, was playing on the Inglettes, a girls' team in Chattanooga. And
So she's Sweet 16,
so
and
that
she's playing
team-
on that team.
And that team, so it was a semi, they played against like the lower division, the semi-pro men's teams.
Okay.
And she struck out a bunch of men on those teams. So that was her stepping point to become a real ball player once Joe Engel heard about her.
Oh my God. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
What a career. So tell us what happened. If you've heard of her name, Jackie Mitchell, that's the period on the sentence. We don't know what happened to her after that. Do you know?
I do know.
Oh, thank goodness for Becky.
So after the horrible, terrible men losing this game,
Yeah.
the commissioner, the baseball commissioner, decided we can't have her, and he got rid of her contract and cut her from baseball entirely. And so from there, she went on to play doing barnstorming games, like fun traveling carnival-esque ones, which she, I think, did it for like 2 or 3 years, and then she got fed up. She was like, "This is a sideshow attraction. This isn't real baseball."
Yeah.
Because it was, with freaks or wrestling, like just
They were doing things gimmicky. It was
Right,
kind of
right.
like, it reminds me when you're saying that of like the Harlem Globetrotters, where it got
but worse.
Yeah,
because
but worse.
so they had like vaudeville stuff.
Oh
Like,
my
with
God. So it
makeup
really
and
was.
like men dressing up as women and
So it was a
very much
complete
like
mockery.
a carnival
Mockery.
type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she said. I don't remember her exact quote, but she said that she was sick of mocking her talent, basically.
Yep.
Because she was a real ball player and she wanted to play, and she, they didn't want her to succeed, those men. And that brings me to a term I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
Benevolent sexism. Can you define that for me?
Well,
it's really interesting.
It is interesting. So after my mother and I left the National Ballpark Museum, we started talking about baseball and when it fractured off to become hardball and softball. And I'm not really sure about that. But my mom was telling me about this term called benevolent sexism. And what it is you'll have a group of people that say, it's for your best interest. We don't want women hurt. They could be hurt, and it's really bad for they don't have the endurance and the physical strength to play a baseball game day after day. And so, and with this hardball and with these conditions. And so we're going to do what's best for you and make these new rules, and you can have your own game, and it's called softball. And it's a negative term. I mean, we hear it in journalism. You threw them a bunch of softballs.
Right.
It's
throwing like a girl.
Yeah, throwing like a girl. And then you'll say, well, I was playing hardball when you were playing rough and you were being, tough in a business meeting or some kind of setting as that. When it actually is baseball. We need to get back to calling it baseball.
Which is America's game, which is everyone's game.
And that is what we were talking to Bruce about earlier, because that's the beauty of all sports. Is it's a coming together. Our country is unique. It's different because we are the great melting pot, and it's something that makes us unique. It comes with a lot of challenges. We do the best we can, but our diversity in walks of life, ways of thinking, ways of approaching things. That's why ideas, all the inspiration for world ideas come from the United States. And that is, you're looking at a microcosm of that in the baseball parks of America, from the fans to the players to their backgrounds. And if you want to talk about the immigrant, population.
Japanese baseball.
Yes.
Is one thing that is super, super awesome. Like if you've have you watched a Japanese Little League game?
No.
It's on TV.
Wow.
It's great. Those kids are so energetic and they're so fast and they love the sport. I would much rather, and it was funny last summer actually, I was at a bar watching Little League,
Yeah.
my cousin's kids team, and then on the other TV there was a Japanese game, and I kept getting distracted.
Yeah. Well, I was so lucky to do it, but it was maybe 8 years ago. We were in Japan, and my mom said, you need to go to a game.
Yeah.
And so we went to go see the Tokyo Giants.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It was amazing. And so what was amazing, first of all, is okay, on every seat, on every seat in the ballpark, they had a free t-shirt, and they said, you have to put it on. And so we all put it on. And then you looked out, and in the kanji, was written something. So we had orange shirts, but then people had black shirts.
Wow.
It was so cool. And then, they really wanted to connect with their sister team, the San Francisco Giants. And so they played the theme song to Full House, which takes place in San Francisco.
So funny.
And so my daughters and I were singing along with it, and everybody around us was like, how do you even know the words? They were in awe. We had a hot dog there. It was the worst hot dog I've ever had. We had popcorn. It was like this. It's like if you took our popcorn, shrunk it, and made it really salty, which was funny because everything in Japan was like, I felt like it was better than ever, except for that. And then they did these very elaborate clapping things. So as soon as me and the girls would like get the hang of it and start clapping, everybody knew to stop. And we were like,
oh no.
I kept going.
It's like when you do the wave the wrong way.
Yes, exactly. So we were like the goobers at the Japanese ballpark, but we're going back this summer, and we're definitely going to watch another ball game.
How fun.
Isn't that fun?
You go to a rugby game for me too.
Oh, do they have rugby there?
Yes. Actually, so the one time I've been to the Giants Stadium was for the World Rugby Tournament, and Japan almost won. Won
Yeah.
a few games. They're not very good. They're 17. But,
Yeah, that's okay.
But I love like Japanese rugby and Japanese baseball in particular.
Oh my gosh, you got to go to Japan. You have to go to Japan. You could
can't
curate
afford to
a
go to
museum there.
Japan.
No, you have a museum paid for you, and
Oh,
you
that's
curate a
great.
museum. After a quick break, I'd like you, Becky, to share another baseball story listeners won't know. Back in a sec. We're back. So I'm going to give you, the listener, a little background while she's finding what she's looking for. We were here and she was going through photos, like original photos of a team called the Denver Bears. And it was well before the Colorado Rockies that we only know recently, right? And she was trying to get information on each of the athletes that were in those photographs, get primary source information about them. And we were intrigued. And okay, she's got her stuff. So she's going to give us the scoop. I was just filling them in on how we were at the museum and you were going through these and trying to get primary source information about them. So
right.
give us a few scoops about the Denver Bears.
So the Denver Bears, some of our listeners surely will know the Denver Bears, but they played at Mile High before it was Mile High, and they played before the Rockies existed. Something I didn't know about the Bears until last week is that we had a black player, two actually, on our team in 1956. As I was digging through, a team even older than the Bears was the Denver White Elephants.
Never heard of them.
Me neither. Until today.
Today?
Today.
This is just something you found today.
Yes.
Oh, I have goosebumps.
They were an all-black team in 1930. I found an article about them. So A.H.W. Ross operated the Denver White Elephants Baseball Club from 1915 to 1935. Ross took over what used to be the Baxter Hotel, put his name on it, and hosted some of the most famous names in jazz in the 1920s and 30s, including Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong. My bad. So all these awesome musicians
Prominent
came to play
musicians.
at places like the Brown Palace. But since they were African American, they couldn't stay there. So Ross, an African American businessman, opened this hotel specifically for those visiting people, famous people who couldn't stay at the hotels they were performing at. Which still blows my mind. And this was less than 100 years ago, you guys.
Yeah, that
still,
it does. It blows my mind as well. And actually, what's crazy, and talk about synchronicities. My mother and I were at the History Colorado Museum, and they have that area where you go in and it's a theater, and they talk about it. It looks like you're sitting in, have you sat in the rocking chairs? And you're sitting and you're looking at it's like you're in a cabin.
First floor?
It's like on I can't remember now because it's such a big museum. And there's 3 parts to the movie. And it talks about the Black community.
Yes.
And they built their own, they said we needed a place that was just for us, that we weren't excluded. We weren't going to face hate or discrimination or anything. We could just be family, people, friends.
And that's how 5 Points, the neighborhood, was started, which is where I'm from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this business owner, what did he have to do with the white elephants?
He was their owner, so he sponsored them, and a lot of teams couldn't afford, their own uniforms. They couldn't afford buses to go travel, to go play, equipment, all of that stuff.
Right.
So he sponsored them. He's in this photo, but
Oh, he is?
yeah.
I will put some of these photos. You'll see them on the socials with this episode.
And I can give you a link to this.
Yeah, that'd be really great because they are very spiffy uniforms.
Yeah. And so, and this is a quote from Jay Sanford, who wrote the book about the Denver Post tournament. He is Denver's premier expert in baseball, especially Denver baseball.
Yeah.
But at the time, in 1915, there were over 200 men's teams in Denver.
God.
Which is
oh my
amazing.
God.
Yeah, 200. There were other all-black teams as well. The Champions, the Black Diamonds, both Denver teams, and Pueblo had the Blues, which I didn't know that. And I learned also today about the first baseball team ever in America to be paid to play baseball was an all African-American women's team in Philadelphia.
I have
How
goosebumps.
cool is that?
It's amazingly cool.
Yeah.
You have to tell us more about them.
I'm still learning about them myself.
Okay.
But the Philadelphia Dolly Vardens, 2 years before the White Sox got paid to play professionally.
This is incredible. And they're out of Philadelphia. And then, do you know what year that was?
One of these articles says.
Probably in my little stack of articles.
Or in my handwritten note. But they were single women getting paid, living, breathing baseball. 28 games in 26 days. That just, their constitution.
They can handle it, believe me. We can handle childbirth.
Yeah.
We can handle anything.
Anything you can do, I can do bleeding.
Yeah. I love that saying. Did you just make that up? I feel like that should be on a shirt.
Here's the Dolly Vardens.
There's what you were talking about. Yeah. 2 years before the men.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this article, it says, so like you were saying, the team went on to become the first team at any level to be paid to play baseball. Yeah. The women earned their living by playing solid ball from the 1890s until the early 1930s. However, the public did not take to it well. Most people felt the game was far too dangerous for young, delicate women.
Oh, and back then, they played wearing corsets, long skirts, and high-button shoes. That was before the bloomers. I can't imagine playing sports in a corset instead of a sports bra.
I can't even imagine
I don't even want to wear one just sitting around the house.
One of my favorite pictures of the Jackie Jackie Mitchell is her powdering her nose before she went up to pitch. That was her warm-up, was she was powdering her nose, which I thought was actually pretty hilarious.
Also, we could compare these photos. Jackie pretty much wearing a boy's uniform.
Yeah, completely.
These girls are like wearing
a long
Victorian
skirt
outfits.
Yeah,
skirt, those high button I wore a pair of those once for a Halloween costume.
I think I did too. And they're very uncomfortable. You end up with like blisters.
Yeah.
And also try wearing a long skirt doing anything and trying to
tripping.
do it fast. You always trip.
Yeah.
It's totally true. This is what this place is all about. It's about stories. We're preserving them for the future generations. It's super important work. It's one story at a time. And is there anything else before we get to the wrap up that just comes to mind that you feel like you want to share with people? Or just, I don't know. I feel like I put you on the spot.
So last summer, I had a really good experience with a visitor. I had my mitt. I'm just kind of playing catch with myself.
Yeah.
And then the ball rolled under one of our fixtures. And a young boy, I think he was about 10 years old, went and got it for me. And he was telling me about his team. It's a competitive little league team, the Denver Bears. Bruce about lost his mind because he didn't know that there were Denver Bears anymore. We've got this shirt on display that says, "Bring back the Bears." And that little boy and I we had the best time playing catch.
And that gave me goosebumps. And why do I have happy tears right now? The mama in me, because that's what it is all about. It brings people together.
Yeah.
And we need a lot more of that. Kids
like this
and
book
older
I was
folks.
just reading that says, give the game back to the kids.
Give the game back to the kids.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
I remember growing up playing baseball with the neighborhood kids. That's America. Sandlot games.
It totally
Street hockey.
Yeah, it's all of those things that unite us, and it doesn't take going to a professional game, though. That is a ball.
And I feel like a kid when I'm here, and I get to just enjoy everyone's reactions, and
Exactly.
it makes me want to go play at the Sandlot down the street.
Yeah, it's like there's no for a moment in time. It's like we let go of our meat suits and we're just, it's collective consciousness. It's like we have no epidermis. We have no gender. We just are the hope and the love and excitement of what's going to be the result of the next crack of the bat. All right, Becky, thank you so much for your time and for the stories today.
Thanks for coming in. This has been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. I already warned Bruce that I think I'm going to be back next month and gather more stories from him. But before we close, where can people find information out about the National Ballpark Museum and about you and connect with all of that?
So we have a Facebook page, also an Instagram, national.ballpark.museum. And our website, ballparkmuseum.com. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. And we have currently a GoFundMe because, of course, in Denver, the gentrification has gotten out of control. And we're over here in Lodo, right by Coors Field. Our overhead with homeowners' fees and all of that through the roof. And on our website, you can find information about how to become a sponsor. And come visit us.
Exactly. Come visit, and you're going to fall in love with this place. And I just have to make another appeal that even if you're not in the Denver area, just know that if you feel compelled to pass on this podcast episode to somebody you know in your life that is a sports fan.
Oh, yes. And we do have also gift certificates.
There we go. And you can get those on the website.
To visit you. No, you have to.
So if you're at the store, they also have a gift shop and you can get gift certificates for people. And they have a donation area as well here. But if you're anywhere else in the world and you have a sports fan in your life, send them this episode and see if they feel compelled to learn more or take a trip to Denver to come see it in person and to support it financially, because they're trying to keep the lights on, and they have one of the best collections in baseball outside of Cooperstown.
Yes. Bruce's collection, before the museum even opened, actually was in a Smithsonian book about great collections.
Oh my gosh. So we need, he really is he's a keeper of these amazing artifacts is what it is. Yeah. And we need to have his back in that. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind that I'm adding a quick note at the end of this very special episode about Jackie Mitchell, the other Jackie. I wanted to say a huge thank you. I'm grateful to Becky for taking the time to tell the story of Jackie Mitchell and the others, including about the Dolly Vardens that she just learned about today, and also the white elephants, which I did not know about, and neither did she until today. The National Ballpark Museum is a tiny gem. It is the keeper of some of baseball's most important artifacts, that according to the Smithsonian Magazine. They need help keeping the lights on at this Denver museum. And if you feel compelled to help, I just want to add that we've only scratched the surface of the stories that place holds, the artifacts that place holds. But if you feel compelled in your heart, click the link in the show notes and donate $1 to the museum, $10, $1 million, whatever your heart tugs you to give. So today and through the opening day of Major League Baseball in 2024, we're going to be trying to add some love and some synergy to this beautiful museum, some attention to it, trying to get the eyes of ESPN, Fox Sports 1, Major League Baseball, everybody to pay attention to this beautiful Denver museum and maybe even get this story going viral about Jackie Mitchell and this beautiful gem of a museum. And the way we're going to do it is going to be with your help, hopefully. If you feel compelled, please, at the very least, share the link to this show. Share it with friends or on socials. And if you do share it on socials and you live in the United States, send me a DM on Instagram, on the Curious Cat Podcast Instagram, or on Twitter. And the first 5 people will be receiving free admission to the museum for a party of 2. And there may even be some other prizes that I'm going to scrounge up in the coming days to announce on social. So keep your eyes peeled, keep your hearts wide open for this beautiful museum. And if you can't do and don't want to do any of that, do me a favor and find a little gem of a museum in your corner of the world and go visit. Take a look, take a friend, and learn about a gem in your neighborhood. Thanks for listening to Curious Cat. Until next time, stay curious. I love you.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you looking for a new podcast that appeals to your scientific curiosity, but is also a little bit spooky?
Show me how I died in a past life.
Well, look no further, because this cat is where it's at.
He had concerns about the ethics surrounding AI, feeling they had achieved consciousness.
Curious Cat Podcast examines the shadowy space where science and the supernatural collide. Listen every week with your host, Jennifer Holtz, as she and her guests explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit.
We were healing karma together. They were all kind of predestined to resolve something.
Listen on all your favorite streaming apps and continue the conversation on Twitter at CuriousCatPodCA, or find Jennifer and all her links at Jennifer L. Holtz, spelled HOTES.com.